Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dave Hayes, and this is Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. I've been asked by a couple of you in some of the posts on some of my videos if I would go over VideoPad Video Editor Pro and show you guys how to make a video from start to finish. Now, I have videos out on YouTube on how to use Shotcut and on how to use VideoPad Video Editor. But the video I have out on VideoPad Video Editor already, it's just basically a skip through video which shows you how to use all of the different features in VideoPad Video Editor. And it doesn't show a true timeline on how to make a video from start to finish. But in this video, what I'm going to do is show you how to grab everything that you shot and put it all together and make a video good enough to upload to YouTube or wherever you want to upload it to. I do have to say that this is going to be a long video. I wanted to try to keep this video short, but I know it's not going to be. It's going to be a long one. And that's because there's a lot of things that goes into editing a video. Whether you're using VideoPad Professional or Shotcut or whatever you're using, there is a certain process to it which you can use this to kind of guide you through all of the different video editors on the market, and it's pretty much the same for all of them. Now, it's, certain things are going to be different here and there, but it's basically all the same. So bear with me. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Grab a cup of coffee, some chips, whatever, and let's go ahead and get on with this. And as always, if you liked my video, don't forget to hit that like button and share my videos. It really helps me out. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, think about subscribing. And if you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell icon. That way you get a notification of my videos as soon as I release them. Okay, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into this. Now, what I did was I did a very short video basically on a product that I did a video on before, but I would show you about a 5 to 7 minute video, and I would show you how to edit it. From bringing those videos into and on the computer, and then opening up the program, and then bringing in all the videos that you need, and then going through every single detail. Now, I do want to mention real quick that I'm not going to go into very, very heavy detail on like B-roll, slow motion, stuff like that. If you want information like that, please watch my other video on VideoPad Video Editor. I go into really deep detail on the extras and amenities that this software comes with. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump onto the computer and we'll go ahead and start editing. Put everything into a file, and this one I called VideoPad How To, okay? Now, when I open that, you'll notice I have a folder for each one of my cameras, which is the 90D and the M50, and then I have a separate folder for my audio, I have a separate folder for B-roll, and a separate folder for any pictures I might have taken. Let's open up my 90D folder. Notice I have demo vid, and then main video. Now this main video in here are videos that you guys aren't going to see. This is the video I'm actually making right now to make this video. I put everything in there. The video that I'm going to actually edit for you guys is going to be in all the folders called demo vid, okay? So there's a demo vid folder in here. If I go into my audio, same deal, demo, main video, and so on and so forth. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and double click on VideoPad Video Editor, and of course unless you have it in a shortcut down here, then just click it once, but I have it up here. I'm going to double click and go ahead and open up my VideoPad Video Editor. If you have any saved videos or the very last video you worked on, it's going to show up over here. when we go ahead and do this video, as we're working on it, we're going to go ahead and save it, and then I'll show you when we open it up again, it will be right in here. But for now, since this is a brand new video, we don't want this. You could click on new project, but I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to show you guys how I use this program. There might actually be easier ways to do this. All I'm telling you is this is the way I do it. You know, I've tried to make it as simple as possible for my stroke brain to remember all this, and I think, you know, that's just the easiest way to do it. This is what you're going to be greeted to. So the first thing I want to do is bring in videos. This is where you're going to drop all your videos, into this box right here. So I'm going to open up that folder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all my videos in all at once. Okay, now since I have multiple camera angles, and I did this so that I could make this for people out there that are using multiple camera angles, we're going to go ahead and get started. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to have to do each one of these separately. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my 90D. I'm going to go into my demo video, and I'm going to look for my opener. Now notice I have opener 1, opener 2. Yeah, I'm going to use opener 2 because my opener 1, that was a video that I kind of messed up on. So we're going to go to opener 2, we're going to click on it and drag it over and drop it in. Now it is going to take a while for that to drop in. I'll try to cut all of that out, but notice the percentage here. That tells you how far or how far it's into actually processing, so you can actually work on it. So it's done. We got our opener in. We're going to go back. We are going to go back. We're going to go to audio, demo. Remember, the demo folder is the video that I'm editing for you guys. I want to go to my opener, new junk opener. When I say junk opener, I am of course referring to a junk video, a video I'm doing to show you guys how to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on new junk opener. I'm going to drag it over and drop it in. Now you don't have to click onto any of these tabs. It will automatically open the tab and put it in whatever the file is. Since this is an audio file, it automatically opened up the audio files and dropped it in. Okay, we've got that. We're going to go back. We're going to go down to, I'm not going to worry about B-roll right now. I'm going to go to my M50 because I was running 2 cameras. We're going to go, of course, to the dummy video section, and we're going to find the opener. Notice I have 2 openers again. Now this is the reason why I'm not using this one, because the opener I had in M50 pointed on my desktop, as just like I'm doing my video now. I forgot to actually face it towards me, so I did it as another opener. So we're going to use the opener 2, click, drag, drop. It will automatically go into the video files. Again, it's got a process, so let it go until it's done. Okay, we're done. We can grab anything else that we might need. So we're going to click back, and of course the last thing's pictures. Now we are not going to use anything else until we get to the main video, or until we're done and we want to add other stuff in. And I'm not even sure that I'm going to show you that, because I've shown that in my last video, showing how to use VideoPad video editor and use all their advanced features. I may do a little bit of that in this video, but for general purposes, we're just going to stick to just, finished to end, just shooting a main video. So, all right, we've got everything we need. We're going to go ahead and just minus this out of the way. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to click on, after of course this gets done, click on the first one, drop it in, and it'll take some time for it to go ahead and fill in all of these, but there you go. Now notice this here is where I clapped 3 times so I could line up my audio. Okay, that's why you clap. I'm going to grab the other file, we're going to drop it in right on top of it, let it go. There we are. Now notice where that little where I did my clapping right there. I'm going to click on that, drag it over, and kind of line it up a little bit like that. And I also want to take my timeline and I want to pull it right up here, and we're going to drop it right on top. This is going to help me to line that up. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the audio files, and I'm going to pull my audio file in. Now every time you pull an audio file in, you always want to drop it in all the way at the bottom down here, okay? Let it go. Now we're going to look for that clap mark. That's why we clap right here. We are going to drag that over and line it up like that. And let's go ahead and make that big now. Nope, that wasn't the clap. Let me find the right clap. There's the clap right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and line up our clap like that. And all I'm doing to make this bigger is I'm using the wheel, I'm using the scrolling wheel on my mouse and just scrolling it. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on the very last clap. And I'm going to make this as big as I can to get the best alignment. I'm going to get it close, then I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, that's pretty close. Now we're going to scroll the wheel again, make it bigger, because I want to get this very close. So let's go ahead and drag this over right there. I want to move this timeline right to the very end. Okay, see where I'm at here? I want to move this one over a little bit just to line it up right there. And this one's got to come to the left a little bit more. And oops, too much. Oops. Come on. See, it's not going to do it. So I'm going to make it really big. And that way I should be able to, that's about maybe just a hair more. Okay, we're going to let it go there. I'm going to scroll it all back down and we are going to listen to it. Okay, audio sync in 3, 2, 1. That actually sounds really good. So I got everything all lined up. So we can go ahead and cut off all of this right up to the main video. So I'm going to go ahead and click right in here somewhere, give myself a little room. I'm going to click. Now notice this bottom one's highlighted. I don't want any of them highlighted. So I'm going to click in this area. Nothing's highlighted now. Now I'm going to click up here, slide my timeline right there. We're going to click the cut mark. Now that cut all of them. So I'm going to click on here, highlight it. We're going to right click. We're going to right click and then we're going to go delete ripple. Click on the other one to highlight. Right click, delete ripple. Click on the audio. Oops. Okay, we're going to click on the audio down here to highlight it. We're going to right click, delete ripple. Okay, now we have all of this. I want to get rid of the audio to all of these and just keep the main audio. So, see this little thing here? This is to unlink. This is to unlink the audio from the video. So we're going to click it. We're going to click on the other one. And we are just going to right click, delete. We're not going to hit delete ripple this time. Highlight this one, right click, delete. Now I'm going to highlight and click on that other audio and we're going to drag it straight up. And we're going to do it again. Straight up. So we only have one audio source to work with now, and it just makes it that much easier. Because remember, all we're trying to do is combine everything into one video timeline, okay? This is my opener. I have 2 cameras running and 1 main audio running. I'm trying to combine this into one video. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and we are going to start. Now I'm not really concerned about cutting. Now right now I'm not too concerned about cutting anything out I don't want. I want to cut right where the camera angles change and make sure that I have everything in line the way I want it. So just watch. So we are going to go ahead and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it here and drag it down so I have a larger screen to view. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and click play. Welcome back, everybody, to Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. My name is Dave Hayes, and this is the channel where we talk about pretty much anything tech. Today, what I want to do is go over... Okay, now did you see where I changed my view? Okay, we're going to go back, we're going to scrub back until you see where I changed my view. Right there, see I changed views from one camera to the other? So I'm actually going to click right as I'm changing, right there, and notice I'm in between words. There's no audio there. So I'm going to cut that. Actually, I'm going to click up here again to unhighlight everything. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to cut it. Now remember, the video that's on top, that's the video that is playing. So the top one right now is showing. If I was to click on this little eyeball and hide it, that's the video underneath it. Okay? So I'm going to unhide it so I want to get rid of this one because it's in my way and I'm not looking at the camera. So I'm going to click on it to highlight it. I'm going to right click. I'm going to click delete. Okay, there you go. So now you can see the video that's showing is the video of me looking at the camera. So if we keep on going, there's where I switch to look at the camera, or the camera that's on top. I could just play this, or you can just scrub over. This is called scrubbing, when you grab it and just kind of pull over. It's a little quicker this way. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for me to change my angle again. Right there, see how I changed camera angles? So I'm going to go right in the middle. Notice, again, there's no audio, so I'm going to click on that again to cut it. This time, I'm going to get rid of the video that's underneath, because that video is the video we don't want. So we're going to delete. Now you can leave this where it's at. It'll all work out the same. That's not how I do it. I grab it and pull it down into one timeline. Okay? It's just easier for me to do. My stroke brain's easier. Then I go back and I scrub through again to make sure that I am looking at the camera all the time. Okay? And which it is. Now here's where I switch cameras again. And this is actually the end of it. So we're going to go ahead and play it out. Over this when we come back. Okay, cut. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this before I say cut, which is right here. I hate this new way they did that. I want to make sure I'm at the right place. We're going to do it again. Play. Okay, cut. Yep. So I want to cut that right before that. Right here. So we're going to hit that scissor mark. Now, we don't want any of this. So we're going to highlight it. Right click. Delete ripple. Click on the one below it. Right click. Delete ripple. I'm going to get rid of that audio. Right click, delete ripple. Now, we don't want this one on top, so we're going to highlight it, right click, and we're just going to delete that. Now we have our completed video without any, editing, me taking out the words like and or just cutting out anything that I don't want. Okay? Now, you could go ahead and go through this and do that editing now, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to hit play again. We're going to cut that out. Welcome back, everybody, to Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. My name is Dave Hayes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and scrub this back again until we reach the point right before I started talking. Right there. We're going to click cut. I'm going to get rid of these, so I'm going to highlight, right-click, delete ripple, because I want everything to fall toward the front. So delete ripple, click on this one, right click, delete ripple. Notice how everything dropped back this way. So now if we scrub back and hit the play. Welcome back, everybody, to Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. My name is Dave Hayes. This is the channel where we talk about pretty much anything tech. Today what I want to do is go over a product that will allow you to use your Sony Handycam and get external audio on it. Now notice there was a big pause. Okay, I want to get rid of that big pause. So we're going to scrub back. I'm going to play it again. There's the big pause. So I'm going to stop it. I'm going to actually cut that big pause out. So we're going to put it right about here. Now, if I want to make this bigger, again, just use the scroll wheel on your mouse and scroll. Make it bigger. This making it bigger is easy, makes it easier to edit. So we're going to put it right there. We're going to click cut. Move it down to about here. We're going to click cut again. Click to highlight. Right click. Delete ripple. Remember, anytime you want to delete something and then move the track in, you click delete ripple. But anytime you just want to delete it, but you don't want the track to move in, just click delete. So we're going to click delete ripple. Click on the audio. Right click. Delete ripple. Notice how it snapped in. Let's go ahead and go back a little bit. Hit the play button. To use your Sony Handycam. And we got rid of that big pause. It is the Zoom H1N, and it is an outstanding device. But the problem is, what do you do in order to put these two devices together and take them with you? Okay, now notice I said and I paused there. I want to get rid of that. So let's go back, play it again. But the problem is, what do you do in order to put these two devices together and take them with you? Okay, it's back your way. So let's go play. It is the Zoom H1N. Right there, see that? So I want to get rid of that. So we're going to go here. We're going to cut. Go on the other side of that little bump, that little, where I said, click, we're going to cut it. Scroll to make it a little bit bigger. Highlight, right click, delete ripple. Highlight, right click, delete ripple. Now that I got rid of that, so we're going to play it again. But the problem is, what do you do in order to put these two devices together and take them with you? You get a bracket like this. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about this aluminum bracket that you can get. Okay, notice I had a big pause, and then I said, so we're going to get rid of that. Okay, so we've cut out pretty much everything we want to cut out of this first section. I took two videos, I combined them into one, and included the audio with that. Then I went through and I cut out everywhere I might have said or anything I didn't want in the video. Now I could have waited and exported this and then brought it back after it was done and then started cutting out stuff I didn't want. But I mean, this was a short video, so I decided to do that all in one step. So I'm ready to export this video now, and that's what we're going to show you next. So we're going to go ahead and go to our VideoPad video editor, and I'm going to scroll this down just to make sure. I just want to look at it again. Just to make sure, you know, nothing looks weird or out of line, and everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here to where it says, well, first thing I want to do is save project, okay? In case something happens, I want to be able to go back in and pull that back up and redo it if I need to. So we're going to name this VideoPad tutorial, and we're going to click save. And what that's going to do is that is going to save every one of these files that I did, all my edits right up to this point. It's going to save that, okay? So when I export this, if something happens to that, it doesn't look right, it's something I don't like about it, I don't have to redo everything I just did. All I got to do is when I open up VideoPad, that'll be the very first thing that pops up on top. I could just click on that and it would open this back up right where we left off, and then we could either undo something, which I'm going to show you right now. If I wanted to undo anything, all you got to do is go up to this where it says menu, click on that, and right here where it says edit, undo, okay? Now you can't pick through the undos. You have to undo the very last thing you did. The last thing I did was I deleted a section of that video. So if I click undo, notice that video that I deleted here, that was that me saying well, it put it back. So I want to go ahead and delete that again. Delete ripple. And that brings us right back to where we were. So now, I showed you that. Again, I'm not going to go into great detail on VideoPad on a lot of the stuff because you can see the extra things in my other video on VideoPad. I go into great detail on that, and I want to apologize now. This video is going to be long. I thought I could do this really quickly, and I just can't do it very quickly and show you guys everything you need to know in order to edit a video. So let's move on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and export this. We're going to go up here to export video. Now you have a choice. These are all the choices where you can export it. I'm just going to click on video file because I just want it as a video file so I can upload it anywhere I want to upload it myself and not let the computer do it. So we're going to click video file. We're going to have to name it. We're just going to call it, we're going to call this the Zoom H1N opener. And then you can go ahead and click what you want it to export at, 1080p or whatever you want, 4K. We're going to leave it in 1080p, but I had another camera shooting in 4K, so I could have chose 4K to edit this. And what that would have done, that would have just edited it. That would have taken all the video that was in 4K and it would have edited it in 4K, and then it would have taken everything I did in 1080p and it just would have upscaled it to 4K, but it really is still only 1080p. But just for the sake of this video, we're just going to do it in 1080p. It'll be quicker. We're going to go 1080p HD, and I don't want it in 60 frames per second. Now, if you want to make slow motion out of that, you definitely want to leave it in 60 frames per second. And again, if you want to know how to make slow motion video, watch my other tutorial on this, and I have how to make slow motion video in that video. So we're just going to click 30 frames per second and create. Now this is going to take a while to cook. When it's done, that bar will be blue and it'll say complete, and then we will move on from there. Again, I'm not going to show you every one of these steps that I did, okay? In this opener, pretty much everything you're going to do throughout the whole video making process is going to be done just like you did when I was showing you in this opener. Your main video, same thing. You're going to bring in all your video sources. You're going to bring in your audio source. You're going to throw them together, into one, timeline. I suggest if the video is really, really long, throw your videos together into one timeline and then export it. Then bring it back and then, cut and chop out what you don't want. For an opener like this, it was so short, I combined all the camera shots into one and the audio, all into one, and then cut out everything I didn't want and then exported it. But at least I showed you guys everything you need to know in order to throw all your shots together, throw all your audio in, and then cut everything out you don't want, okay? Alright, so it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And we're going to go ahead and close this out. Now, I don't want to discard. I've already saved it, so we're just going to go ahead and discard. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open up VideoPad again. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the closer video, okay? And we're just, because it's a short video, and it's going to make it a little bit quicker and easier for me to do. So we're going to do this again, just so you guys get the full gist of how to do this. Now, if I wanted to open it up and rework on that video we just did, here it is, VideoPad tutorial. If I would click on that, that would pull in all the videos I just used and throw it in there, and it would bring it up right as if we just left it. Okay, but we're not going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to pull up that folder with all my videos in it. Okay, let me get this over here. I don't have a lot of room on my desktop here. Okay, again, we're going to go to the 90D. Open it up. We're going to go into demo video. Remember, that's where I put all the videos for this demo purpose. We already used the opener. I'm not going to show you 3 times how to do this. We're just going to go ahead and go to the closer. Drag it. Drop it. Let it cook. When it gets to 100%, we can move on. Now, depending on how big this file is, this could take shorter or it could take a lot longer. And whether it's 4K or 1080p. These are 4K videos coming from the 90D. Okay, that's done processing, so we're going to go back. Again, we're going to go into the audio. We are looking under the demo. We're looking for the closer. Junk closer. We're going to click on that. Click and drag it over, drop it in, just drop it in the window anywhere. It will automatically put it where you need it. Okay, that's done. We're going to go back. We're going to go down to the M50. Dummy video. Again, dummy video is the one I'm showing you guys how to do this in. We're going to go to the closer on that one right here. And again, it's very important that you put a name on your videos. Don't just use MPH-2960, because you're never going to be able to tell which one is which. I would name each one of your videos so you know what they are. Is it your opener? Is it your main video? Is it your closer? That way you don't have to guess. You know what everything is. So we're going to go ahead and grab our closer because that's the one we want. We're going to drop and drag. Let it go ahead and do its thing. This should be a little quicker because this is 1080p video. We're going to go ahead and pull this off the bottom again. We're going to grab the 90D first, click and drag it down into our timeline. We are going to grab the 50. We're going to click and drag it into the timeline. Remember, we're clicking and dragging it up here this time. And we're just going to line up our audio quickly. I have to find it. I think it's right here. Yeah, there it is right there. It's the 3 little bumps. We're going to click, drag until it lines up like that. Let go. There we are. They're pretty close. Now I'm going to grab my audio file. I'm going to drag that. Remember, we're going to drag this all the way to the bottom now. All the way down here. Go ahead and drop it in. It's got to be right here. I'm guessing. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay. So if I make this a little bigger here, right here is where I clapped. So I'm going to grab it, click on it, move it this way until it lines up. Somewhat. Let go. Now our 3 clap marks where we went, they're all lined up. So remember, I'm gonna click up here and I'm gonna get that line and pull it over right onto the very last clap, right there on the top one. Then I'm gonna grab this middle one. We're just gonna line it up close for now, pretty much like that. We're gonna grab this middle one, drag it over, good. And we're going to drag this bottom one back like that and let go, and we should be pretty close now. So let's see, let's go ahead and listen to it and see what it sounds like. Click play. Okay, audio sync in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now that we have them lined up, I'm going to go ahead and cut them. I'm going to, again, cut it out here somewhere. Whoops. It's hard to do with a really short area where my mouse is at. So, oh, now notice this bottom one's highlighted again. I don't want any of them highlighted. Click up here. Then we're going to move this over again to here. We're going to click cut. We're going to click over here, right-click, delete ripple. Highlight this one, right-click, delete ripple. Highlight the bottom one, right-click, delete ripple. It's going to pull everything back again. Now remember, I want to get rid of these 2 upper audios, so I am going to unlink them. That's this button. That's this little thing right here. Click on it, unlinks it. Click on it, unlinks it, so it unlinks the audio from the video. Now we're going to delete them. Okay, right-click, delete ripple. Okay, now we are going to grab this audio source in the bottom. We are going to grab it and move it straight up. We're going to grab it and move it straight up again. Let go. So there we go. Now I want to scroll down to make sure that everything looks okay. It does. There's no big gaps here. Everything is still lined up. And just like we did in the first one, we were going to play through and we were going to get rid of, well, before that, I'm going to go ahead and move this down to make this bigger. Now we're going to go ahead and play this, and notice I'm looking away from the camera in the upper one. I also want to tell you that anytime you drop something in, the top video is going to take control over everything else, okay? So this top video will cover up whatever's under it. So we're going to play this. Well, everybody, thank you all for watching. Now, again, what I'm going to do basically is scrub through this real quick until I change camera angles. There I did. See, now look how I just changed camera angles. I'm going to go right where I don't talk, right there. See where I don't talk? And I'm going to highlight again out of here. That's one thing they did with their update I don't like. Because before, even if it was highlighted, if you clicked cut, it would cut the whole thing. Now, it only cuts what's highlighted. I don't like that update they did. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to get rid of this on top because this one is not the one I want. So we're going to just click delete. Do not click delete ripple this time. Now if I go back, you'll see I am looking at the camera, okay? And then when we change perspectives to the other camera, I'm still looking at the camera. I'm going to scrub over until I switch again. I'm going to make it small so I have enough room to scrub it some more. Okay, now I changed camera angles right when I put this down. So I don't really want to show me. It doesn't matter. We're just going to go right in the middle here somewhere. And we're going to cut it. Cut. And this time we want to get rid of the video underneath. Delete. And we are going to scrub through this until we change camera angles again. Okay, notice I changed camera angles right there. So, there's no audio in here, so we're going to go ahead and cut that right there. I'm going to get rid of this video. Delete. Now, you don't have to pull these videos down. You can leave them right where they're at, okay? But I told you in the beginning, I like to move them all down, but you don't have to. I'm going to show you in this one that you don't have to move those videos down if you don't want to. Okay, we are going to go ahead and continue. And this is toward the end of the video, so I'm just going to go ahead and play it. That way you guys get a notification of my videos as soon as I release them. That's all I have. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Stop it. We're going to click here. Cut. Now this time, these end pieces, we're going to delete ripple. Highlight, right click, delete ripple, highlight, right click, delete ripple. Then I also want to get rid of this one video underneath the other one. I don't have to because that video over top of the other one will just override it. But I'm going to get rid of it because it's just less information that the computer has to work with whenever it's putting everything into one timeline. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Okay. And I'm going to go back and we're going to play it now just to make sure everything is okay. I want to make sure the transitions look alright, so we're going to play it from there. Short video. I hope you got something out of it. If you are okay, that looked good. Click up to here. You can't go wrong getting this. Transition looks good. So I want to thank you all. Let's click up here. My videos as soon as I release them. That's all I have. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on... Now, one of the reasons why I like to pull everything down into one timeline is because something this short, I want to go ahead and edit that out right now. Before I take it up, it's such a short video, I want to get out any ands, any pauses between talking, stuff like that. So that's why you see me drag everything down into one timeline, and I'm going to do that here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to drag it down into this timeline. Click on this. Drag it down into this timeline. And that's it. This bar right okay, here. Notice how I have a big gap here. And I said this twice. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to go back here. Well, actually, I'm going to go right before I said this. Cut. We're going to go down here and cut it out here. Cut. Delete ripple. Highlight. right click, delete ripple. We're going to go back, play it over again to make sure it sounds good. I can highly recommend this bar right here. See? You can get from Amazon for about $15. They do jump up to about... Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and export this as my closer. Again, go through it, cut out everything you don't want, leave in what you do want. Whenever you're done with, editing, go up here to export video, go down to video file, name it. We're going to call this... I forgot what I named the first one. We're going to say, make sure we are, remember now, and now it's showing 4K because I have mostly 4K video in there and just a little bit of 1080p. And that's just the way it does. But we're gonna export this in 1080p, but you could export it in 4K. So we're going to click over here. We're going to go to 1080p. Unless you're going to do a slow motion, shot out of that, then you want to leave it 60 frames, but I'm not going to. We're going to go 30 frames per second. We're going to hit create and let it go. Okay, when it's done, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to put this all together and then export it out to your YouTube channel or whatever you're going to do. Okay, so I exported that video that I just showed you. I also took that center section. Remember, basically when you're doing a video, you want an opener, you want a main video, and then you want a closer. And within that main video, you could have 2, 3, maybe even 4 sections, depending on how long your video is. But what I showed you is I took the main opener, and I combined all the camera shots and the audio together, edited that, exported it. Then I brought in the closer, added all the different camera shots, which were two cameras, and then I added in my external audio, turned that into one timeline, cut out what I didn't want, exported that, and then what I didn't show you was I did the center section because it's exactly the same thing, just much longer. And there's no need for me to put that on this video. This video would be 3 hours long if I did, but it's the same process. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that all back into VideoPad Video Editor, and we're going to turn that into one video. And then I'm going to show you how to add B-roll and any other kind of items you want to throw on top of that. So let's go ahead and open up VideoPad Video Editor again. I'm so used to using Shotcut. That was my old video editor, but I do like VideoPad Video Editor, and I use the professional version because they don't hold anything back. You can use everything in it, okay? So let's go ahead and open that up. And we're going to go ahead and close all this out because I don't want to use anything that I already saved. Now, the one thing I did want to show you is where this saves it at least on my computer, is if I go into my, my computer right here, it'll be under videos. So we're going to double click that. And here are our 3 videos. So what I normally do is I grab those, cut, then I'll go back to the desktop, go to where I keep all of my videos that I'm editing, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another folder, and I'm going to call that one First Edits. And I am going to throw everything in there. So we're going to paste them in there. I can close this out. Okay, so now this is going to be the folder where I work out of now. So I'm going to highlight all 3 of those. I'm going to drag them over and drop them in. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to basically take those 3 videos, which was the opener, the closer, and the middle, and combine them into one video, which is very simple to do. Since VideoPad Video Editor has already opened it and worked with the files, it doesn't take a long time for it to, for it to build. It already knows the video, and notice it just went in real quick. So we're good to go. I'm gonna get rid of this, and we are going to drag in. I'm going to do it in order. So we want the opener, junk main video, closer, opener. So I want this one first. Click, drag, drop it into the timeline. Now, to give myself more up here where I can actually see the video, because I want to see it now, I'm going to click and drag that down. Okay. Now I'm going to use my mouse. I'm going to use my wheel on my mouse and scroll to make this smaller. Okay, now I'm going to grab the main video because we have our opener. Now I need the main video, which is right here. Junk, main vid. Click and drag, drop. Then I'm going to grab my closer, click on it, drag, and drop. Okay, we're there. Now I highly recommend that you give this some time. I see this little yellow line up on top. That's going to take a while for it to go all the way to the end. I highly recommend that you let that build all the way to the end, because you're not going to get any skipping when you're trying to play the videos. But for time purposes, I'm not going to wait for that because we got to get on with this video. So now, since we've combined these all together, if you've done any pre-editing already, you don't need to edit this anymore. Just put them together and then turn that into a big video. And I'm not going to do any more editing in here because I've already cut out what I don't want in my first edit. But you could scrub through this or just play it. Just sit here and play it. Put your headphones on. I highly recommend doing this with headphones because you can hear everything. You can hear what you don't want. You know what to cut out, what to keep, so on and so forth. But now's the time to go through it and cut out what you don't want. Like I said, I already did that in my first edit, and just for time's sake, we're going to say that that's already taken care of. We are ready to turn this into a video to export to YouTube. So, I have a video here. Now, I want to try to drop in some B-roll, so I'm going to go into that folder again. And right here, I have that folder I call B-roll. And, of course, dummy video. Here are the B-roll videos. I'm just going to grab them all, drag them over, and drop them in. Okay, now, I also want to put in my channel artwork. You know, my like, share, and subscribe, and then my closing video, which is like a 6-second, like, share, and subscribe, all that. We're going to bring that in now. So I keep that on my desktop. Stuff for all channels. And I'm going to grab this one. And since this is Hayes Tech, I don't need my life post stroke. So I'm going to grab this one, which is my don't forget to subscribe video. And I'm going to grab my closing or my ending video right here. And the last thing I want to do is I want to grab any music that I want to add to this. So I like to use Dan Leibowitz. You can get that off of YouTube. Just type in under your Windows search, go to YouTube free music. Now I want to go to my music folder, and I want to go to my Dan Leibowitz. I'm just going to grab them all because I don't know which ones I'm going to use, but I'm just going to grab them all. Click and drag, drop them right into that main window. It will put them where it needs to go, okay? Notice it put it under audio files. Okay, I'm done with this. Now we're going to create a video that we'll be able to upload to YouTube. So, first thing I want to do, we're going to play through this. Welcome to Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. My name is Dave Hayes. This is the chick. With you get a bracket like this, and when we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about this aluminum bracket that you can get from Amazon. So don't go away. We'll go over this when we come back. Okay, so right here's where I'm going to want to put my channel art and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the main folder, which is the video files, and I'm going to grab my channel art, drag it in on top of that right here, right where it's split at, okay? And I hate doing this. We're going to pull this back. We're going to drop this in. Now I'm going to grab this one here. I'm going to pull it down, drop it on top of that right here. Again, we're going to highlight that, pull it back until it gets to the end. We're going to click on that, drag it in like that. Make sure we didn't lose anything. Okay, so everything's good. I also want to drop in my closer, so that is down here, right here. So I'm going to drag that all the way to the end and drop that in right like that. Okay. Now you could have also just dropped in the beginning video, your beginner, then dropped in those, you know, your channel art and then your channel music, whatever, like, share, and subscribe. Then drop the other ones in, you know, your main video, then your closer, and then dropped in your, you know, like, share, and subscribe at the end. However you want to do it, you know, is up to you. Now this video is done. I could render this and upload it to YouTube right now, but let's throw in some, you know, let's throw in some B-roll. So the way we're going to do that, here's my B-roll. So I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to drop it in right here somewhere, okay? And I'm only doing this to show you. You guys drop it in where you want. I'm just doing this to show you how to drop in your B-roll, where to put it, and how to do it, okay? So I don't want any of the audio in that B-roll. I just want the image showing, not any audio. So what you have to unlock it. So you click on this little thing right here to unlock the audio from that. Then I'm going to delete that, just the audio. And I'm also going to cut out what I don't want of this. So we're going to cut here. And I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to cut it here. And play. So we're going to go back and we're going to play it. Get it on here somewhere and, you know, plug it in and use it that way. But this gives you something to attach everything. So, you know, that's how you put B-roll in. You could have B-roll, you know, like if you were fishing, you could have B-roll of ducks flying or fish jumping out in the lake, you know. And that's all you do to drop your B-roll in. It's that simple. I'm not going to do any more because, again, in my other tutorial, I show all about making B-roll and putting it in. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add music to this. So what we're going to do is make this small enough so I can see it. Here's my opener. I don't want the music to start until my opener starts, where it says, like, you know, you'll see. So I'm going to go to the music section, audio files. I'm going to grab this one right here, and I'm going to drop it right underneath here, like that. Okay? Now, I don't want this super loud, so we're going to go ahead, click on that little volume sign, and we're going to turn this down to about 50, which is halfway. Click OK. Now, we're going to see what that looks like, so we're going to go back to here, and we're going to play it. From Amazon. So don't go away. We'll go over this when we come back. Okay, now I want that to start sooner, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to scroll to make this big, because I want to see where I stop talking right here and the music starts playing, which is right here. And we're just going to slide it like that. Okay? Now let's do that again. Click, play. You can get from Amazon, so don't go away. We'll go over this when we come back. Perfect. That's exactly how I wanted it. Now, I also want to turn that volume down once I reach my like, share, and subscribe. So when I get there, we're going to stop it again. Okay, right there. And again, how you can see that is right here. If you look right here, you can see in the audio, that's where I start talking. So I'm going to back it up just a hair. Right there. We're going to cut it. And now we're going to click on this, and we're going to take the volume and turn that down. We're going to go to 20 or 25. Right there. 22 will be good. Click OK. Listen to it again. And as always, if you like my videos, don't forget to hit that like button. That's perfect. It really helps me out. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, think about subscribing. And if you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell icon. That way you get it. Now I want to stop it where I quit talking. As soon as I release it. Right there. Make this big so I can see it again, right where I stopped talking, which is right there. We're going to cut it again. And now we're going to take this, back up to the 50. Okay, right about there. Good. So I'm taking the volume back up again. Let's play it, see what it sounds like. As soon as I release it. Perfect. Now we're going to cut that. I want that music to fade out into me talking. So I notice that there is a part of this song right here. I'm just going to cut it right here. Cut. Highlight. Right click. Delete. Then I'm going to go here. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on fade out. Make sure that this center one is clicked here. It says at the end, and I'm going to leave it on 3.0. Click OK. Notice there's a little line there now, and it's faded out. Let's try that again. Let's listen to that again. As soon as I release it. Well, everybody, if you are perfect. Going to run this video camera, which is the... That's pretty much it, guys. And you can put music in wherever you want. I could drop a song in the middle if I wanted. That's it. That is a video. It's completely done. So what I want to do is I want to export that again. So I go up to the top, I click on export video file. We're going to call this, we're just going to call it example vid. And then I'm going to say done. And click your 1080p, which is already on, and I want 30 frames per second, but you can leave it on auto, it doesn't matter. And then create, and when this is done, you've created a video. And I don't have to teach you guys or tell you how to upload it to YouTube. That's pretty easy. But that is all there is to making a video using VideoPad Video Professional. I just want to thank you all for watching the video. I hope you got something out of it. And for you out there that commented to me, especially the one that I just talked to this morning and last night about how to use VideoPad Video Editor, I hope you got something out of this. And just remember that if you use this tutorial and the other one that I just put out, it might have been about a month ago, I think that this video and that video combined will give you everything you need to know in order to use VideoPad Video Editor and get out a very high quality video. Now I tried to make this video as short as I could possibly make it, but still give you all the content you need in order to create a video. But I didn't want to add in a lot of extras and bells and whistles. Again, if you want to add in a lot of other things, bells and whistles, you know, like B-roll and stuff like that, please just watch my other video, and I go into detail in that other video on how to do all of that. So please, you know, if you want to know more, go watch that video. It will definitely get you into the more advanced levels of editing using VideoPad Video Editor. So with that being said, I do want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any comments, any questions, make sure to post them down below. If you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, think about subscribing. And also hit that like button. That does help me out a lot. And for those of you out there have any questions, you know, feel free, comment below. I will try to answer you. I do still try to answer every comment that I get. As long as my channel is still about this size, I do pride myself in being able to answer almost every single comment. So with that said, I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.